welcome to Swordpoint Stories. This time we're looking at the Battle of Philippi. I took part in a weekend event hosted by the Newbury Historical Study Association, where we looked at the Battle of Philippi. The weekend always starts with an introduction by a guest speaker, and we were fortunate enough to have lots of artifacts on display over the weekend. The game, as I say, took place over 2 days. There were 8 players split into 2 teams of 4. On the first day we fought the first battle on the 3rd of October, and the second day we fought the second battle on the 23rd of October. For those not familiar with the battle, here's a quick summary.
Quick facts. Date, October 3rd, 42 BCE, October 23rd, 42 BCE. Location, Greece. Philippi. The climactic battle in the war that followed the assassination of Julius Caesar in 44 BCE. Philippi saw the final destruction of those who favored the old republican constitution of Rome. It was a brutal killing match with much confusion and little generalship on either side. Caesar loyalists Mark Antony, Octavian Caesar, and Marcus Lepidus formed a triumvirate. They seized control of Rome and the empire's western provinces, then set off to defeat Caesar's killers, Marcus Brutus and Gaius Cassius, who had joined with other opponents of Caesar, the Optimates, in raising the eastern provinces of the empire in rebellion. In late September, Antony and Octavian found the enemy, led by Brutus and Cassius, entrenched in the gap between an impassable marsh and unscalable cliffs on a plain to the east of Philippi in Greece, near the port of Neapolis, at what was known to the ancients as the gate between Europe and Asia. On October 3rd, Antony and Octavian launched a frontal assault. Octavian's troops were repulsed in disorder, and Brutus captured his camp. Antony broke through Cassius's defences, but had to pull back to aid Octavian. Cassius, however, committed suicide, thinking that his army had lost the battle. Brutus took over command of Cassius's forces, and the fighting ended inconclusively. Antony then began building a fortified causeway across the marsh to outflank Brutus's defences. On October 23rd, Brutus launched an assault on the causeway, which developed into a general action between the armies. The confined space between marsh and mountain did not allow the cavalry to play much role, so the infantry slogged it out at close quarters. Eventually, Brutus's army broke and ran. Brutus pulled about a third of his army back in good order, but Antony's cavalry surrounded them. Brutus committed suicide, and his men surrendered. The nearby fortified city of Philippi became a Roman colony, where many veterans of the battle settled.
Okay, here's a quick look at the setup before the game. As you can see, the game was played across 3 large tables. Even though there's gaps in between the tables, we considered the terrain boards to be adjacent to each other. So if you moved from one side to the other, you just went straight across the gap. There's the Acropolis at Philippi, the town of Philippi, and then this is behind one of the camps. And there were different objectives for seizing different parts of the battlefields, like the camps, the Acropolis, the watchtower, etc. I played Octavian, and this was my camp on day 1. Some beautiful scenery here. Here's a look at some of the troops and the orders of battle just prior to deployment. Lovely. As we had a mix of new and experienced players, we modified the rules slightly to make it a little bit easier for the newer players. Likewise, we used some bespoke rules for assaulting the camps. Again, all designed to make the game flow a little bit easier, a little bit quicker on the day, particularly for those players who weren't familiar with the rule set. All in all, it was a fantastic couple of days gaming. I think everybody thoroughly enjoyed themselves. It's a great venue, and we were very fortunate to be able to get to game on such nice tables with so many figures. Anyway, thank you for watching, and remember to tune in for more Swordpoint stories.